Even to this day, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure continues to be one of the most creative and unique manga series ever written. And with the conclusion of the Stone Ocean anime, I'm really excited for what's next. Why? Because Steel Ball Run will be the next part to be animated. And let me tell you right here and now that this is the best part of JoJo's ever. You don't have to take my word for it though. This part of JoJo's is the second highest rated manga of all time on my anime list, behind only Berserk, which has to account for something. So you might be asking, what makes Steel Ball Run so much better than every part before it? Well, I'm glad you asked. A lot of that comes down to time. Over time, Araki has gotten increasingly better at writing his characters, helping to make them feel more genuine and receive proper character development. The character development is more prevalent here than in any other part, as at the start of the series, Johnny Joestar is at the lowest point of his life. He's guilt-ridden, depressed, and lacks any confidence. He's lived through an incredibly traumatic childhood, and did I mention that he's also a paraplegic? Yeah, things aren't looking great for Johnny, and it's all because of a goddamn rat. By starting the manga off with Johnny at such a low point, it helps to greatly emphasize his character growth over the course of the manga, from awkward and antisocial to a straight up Chad, with Johnny's stand being the visualization of this growth, which all starts when he meets the absolute drip lord, Gyro Zeppeli. I mean, look at this man. Do you see how cool he looks? Gyro styles on every character in JoJo's, and it's not even close. Gyro is the exact opposite of Johnny. He's aggressive, carefree, reckless, and provides some great comedy throughout the series that really helps to make up for just how introverted Johnny is early on in the manga. It's this contrast between the both of them that make them such a good duo, with Gyro promising to help Johnny regain the use of his legs. It's this friendship with Gyro and subsequent hope of regaining his legs that helps to drastically improve Johnny's outlook on life. Both of their characters are written incredibly honestly, more so than any other JoJo's character. Every fight strengthens their bond from being acquaintances to best friends, while also having an impact on themselves. The way they interact with each other feels incredibly natural and human. There are moments where they're arguing with each other, but also some where they're sharing extremely personal and emotional stories. It's these small moments that help solidify their friendship as one of the most likable in JoJo's. There are other characters who stand out in Steel Ball Run as some of Araki's best, most notably Hot Pants, Weka Pipo, Diego, and of course, I can't forget Jesus Christ. A lot of the characters in Steel Ball Run all have their own reasons for entering the race, with Araki doing a great job of fleshing these characters out with backstories, while giving them all a unique, multi-dimensional personality where everyone has flaws, but not enough to outright hate them, with very few characters being outright evil. The stand names and designs are about as expected from Araki, as he continues to come up with clever and creative stands that all feel unique from one another, with his signature style of naming them after songs, bands, or artists. But what really helps make Steel Ball Run the best part is what it offers to the reader. The story is set in 1890, where a race across America called Steel Ball Run is taking place, where gunslinging cowboys who have both stands and Hamon fight each other over the $50 million reward. Now, if that doesn't sound like a cool premise, then I don't know what does. But this is only what the story offers on the surface level. There is a constantly evolving narrative going on under the surface that helps to set this uneasy and sinister undertone that the story continually builds up to, as you get to learn about the true intentions behind the Steel Ball Run race and why it was created. I don't want to spoil any plot points, but the truth behind the Steel Ball Run race is one of the coolest plot points and has a heavy emphasis on religion. And the main villain of this arc is one of the best that JoJo's has to offer, and has one of the craziest stands I've ever seen, that helps to give fans of JoJo's a satisfying moment that captures on the nostalgia of the series. The fights are also as solid as they come, with high stakes and incredibly hype moments throughout, but what I love about them the most is that they're actually important to the character's development. Instead of getting some bullshit convenient time stop power with the only build-up being in that one fight, Johnny and Gyro are constantly learning new abilities during each fight as they slowly evolve over the course of the entire manga. Each fight helps to reveal more and more about what is really going on, while Johnny and Gyro are constantly acquiring and improving their abilities, making each fight meaningful rather than it just being an opponent they fight because they have to. I'm looking at you, Stardust Crusaders. The story flows at a good pace as there is almost no downtime, and when there is, it's usually to build on Johnny and Gyro's friendship. Because of JoJo's transition from weekly to monthly releases, each chapter is packed full of content to prevent a lull, with some chapters being over 60 pages long. This manga will offer you the JoJo's experience at its best, with with amazing and well fleshed out characters, plenty of hype fights, an overarching story with serious stakes that are constantly building and will have you on the edge of your seat the whole way through, with an uncompromising sense of style and comedy that only Araki could achieve. It can be really hard to put into words just how great this manga is, as it felt like a culmination of what made every previous part good all in one. I'll leave it off like this: if you like manga, read this manga. If you like JoJo's, read this manga. But most importantly, if you like good drip, read this manga. Thanks for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. JoJo's Steel Ball Run has always been one of my favorite mangas, and I'm looking forward to the day when its anime gets announced.